So what is the theory? The theory is that you see these two cables are on different thickness.
Yeah, this is bigger.
Exactly. And what is written on them? 3 times.
3 times 150.
Yeah, and this is
And 9
3
millimeter.
times, and this is 3 times 250. So one cable is 150, the other is 250. 3 times, it means that inside there are 3 wires, when you see. And 150 or 250 is how thick are these wires. See, these wires are thinner, so I think 150 is the square millimeters. This cable, if you cut it, the diameter of the small cable in sun is 1.5 millimeters, and here is 2.5 millimeters. So the very basic theoretical rule with which you don't spoil or you don't die, it is every millimeter can allow you 1000 watts. Which means that if with this cable, which is 1.5, we should not switch something more that is more than 1500 watts. For example, the water kettle is 2000 watts. So with this, it's not good for the water kettle, but it's good for light, for phones, for most of the tools, the screwdriver, all this, it's about 700, 800. So, and this will be more powerful, so this is 2500 watts. And then we just want, instead of buying this, it's cheaper to produce it yourself. So we bought this, it's a little bit also more soft, more like a gum. It's Bulgarian, sorry. Yeah, it's almost every time I buy this, I swear after to never buy Bulgarian. You will see now why they're very difficult to connect. But once you can connect the Bulgarian ones, then maybe eventually only in India you will have problems. All the rest of the world you... No, I mean that they're a bit difficult to connect, but they're okay. And they're the only thing they sell in Slovakia. So yeah, and this is also a little bit, you see, more it's rubber, more it is shock resistant, more it's plastic, it's gonna break. This one is plastic, so when we drop it on the ground 5 times, it will break. And this one is more rubber, which we use like in the construction, because in the construction, you know, it's with this. So yeah, now we just, you cut this, yeah, so we have 3 pieces of cable, and each piece of cable needs to have on one side this, and on the other side this. And this is already what you want, but it's not just like this. It's not gonna work just like this. But now we will just open them and connect them, and that's it. This is Le Grand, French.
Oh.
Yeah. Made in China, yeah, so it's French made in China.
Every time.
Multicultural.
Yeah. So first you find somewhere, you should have a first screw to open this box. In your case, where it is, there should be a small screw.
There.
Yeah, so first you do this small screw. With any, yeah, this one will be good, I think. And I'll pick one from here. And then after this you should find a way to open the box. In this case they are all different style. It's first time for me working with the French Le Grand made in China thing. It's very fancy opening like this. And here you have what? You have 3 connections. 2 of the connections are for this, and the third is for what we call the ground. And then you have this type of connections which are to just hold the wire. So this thing, when we undo it here, so what is the idea of this, in your opinion, of this part? Yeah.
Like you said, to hold the cable.
Yeah.
So,
So like you do, you catch the cable very strong. So when you pull on the cable, it's not pulling on the electrical part. So it's to mechanically hold only the cable. Like when you watch on the big posts for electricity, you have electrical connections, but you also have something just to mechanically hold the weight of the cable. So this thing we'll put it on the end. It will be just because when we make it tight here, quand on serre ici, when we pull, it will not make, the pull will not be felt on the electrical parts, but we will just, for strength. And then we have 3 wires, so we pick, we need to be careful, so I have to imagine this stuff enters, this will be held here, and then I need to make naked the 3 wires, so more or less these 3 wires will come here after. So from here I want to, but I need to be careful to don't cut too much, because if I cut too much, you can hear, so you see I made just a little bit, and then I do like this, you see? So I'm sure I don't cut the wires themselves. There is not a trace of the knife. And then the principle in the electricity, you have red or brown in this case, or it can be black, I think, also, but red, blue, and green, yellow. Green, yellow is always the ground. Green, yellow goes in the ground, which means this stuff here. This is if you have excess of electricity, if there is something burning in your kettle or somewhere, that this electricity goes in the ground and not you touch and it hits you. That's why all the sockets, they have this safety on the side, like this. All the washing machine, every electrical tool, if there is electricity going on the corpus, on the body of the object, of the electrical instrument, it will go in the ground, this electricity, because it's very dangerous if you make the bridge between the ground and the electricity. It will pass through you and you can die. That's why when you work with electricity, we need to have good shoes from rubber and gloves, rubber gloves, so you are isolated. And if ever we don't do this anymore, old school, if ever there is a cable, you want to check if there is electricity on the cable, or what we do on the electric fence of the horses, this is the tool to check. But if ever you are in, I don't know, Mission Impossible 5 with Tom Cruise, you need to check, you always check like this, never check like this, because the electricity tightens the muscles. So if this is a cable, if I check it like this, then I don't do it. And if it's like this, when you touch it, the electricity will tighten your muscles and you will go away from the cable. So that's how the old people, they... but yeah. And good, so now you remember, this is what's the green, yellow. The ground, the blue is the...
But on this one, where is it going?
I go here, here, and here, and this cable goes through here, so we need to open here.
Exactly.
Okay.
So just we make naked after the end of the wire, of
Can
each
you
wire.
open these with this one?
And do like this. Again, we are careful to don't cut the cable itself, so I just do like this, but not too strong, so I can remove only the plastic without hurting the wire, because if I cut from the wires, it will not be 1500, it will be 1000 watts only. Up. And then you can do like this to, because this is a wire with many small wires inside. Just to don't have them in all the directions going like my hair in the morning. So we have this. In Bulgaria, there is the plugs, you can plug like this, you can plug like this also. So 0 and red and blue, they don't matter. They work both. But in some countries, you cannot switch, you can switch only like this, you cannot switch the opposite. Yes, maybe in France. Yeah.
It's
So
security.
yeah. But in Bulgaria, zero or electricity, no problem. But what's important is, of course, because if you put the red here on the ground, it means that after, if you touch your kettle, you will die. So it's very important to follow these things. So I have them here. Then this was Sarah's. This is my experiment. So I hope it will be long enough, because first time I work with Le Grand. So yeah, I will try now first to maybe I will make naked
How
a
do I know
little
which
bit.
one is the ground of these?
Which one is the?
Ground? For the ground?
The ground usually is the middle
middle.
one. And yeah, because you see this is this like in yours also somehow, yeah, the middle is the you just watch how it looks. So I will make naked maybe a little bit more of this cable. You see here I hurt it a little bit, the blue one, but we don't see the wire. If I was cutting too much and we see the wire, then we need to isolate with this isolir band.
Easily band.
So first this.
Does it matter in which order?
No, we connect as we want. After how it was like this maybe. And I connect the two which are for the... And of course, because all of this is plastic, I don't do like crazy too much to make it too tight, because it will just destroy the plastic. It's not going to work. But I can gently, by feeling, check what is the feeling the possible. So when you pull out, it's not anymore, you know, it's not pulling here on the end, but this hole. And now so the green and yellow has to go in the middle. Up like this. It's a little bit too long. I want it to be exactly the good size. So with this I will cut the excess wire I have. Put it here. Very well. It should not be visible wire, and then close it from here. Close it quite well, because here is metal screw, metal thing, copper or messing or bronze, so I can make it. And I check, okay, it's not going out, this is good. If it's going out, it's not okay. And that's how it creates this smoke. It can burn, because if the electrical connection is not tight, electrical connection should be tight. If it's loose, then the metal gets warmer and warmer and warmer, and this starts melting the plastic. And in one moment, I entered in the wooden house and I see this stuff burning like this. So I just take the extinguisher, and this is dangerous because it's also electricity in all of this. And then just as we saw, the red and the blue, no matter really. So I will put. But again, this has to be exactly the good size for this. So I put it a little bit, then I put it here, but first I arrange it. It's well until the bottom, and there is not, because this is the most important, is the red one, because this is where the electrons are running. This is where there is electricity. And then I tightly close it, and then I check that it's really closed. And then the last one, like this, hop, cuts on the good size, arrange the hairs, put inside. And close. I think this one is a bit more user-friendly than what Sarah has. Another moment which is important, and it's not too late for you, Sarah, but it can be too late if we don't think about. So this is, I check, it's okay. This should be already on the cable. But no, we can do from the other side.
Oh, but it's super long.
Yeah.
I can just open one screw.
Or as you want.
Or if you want.
Yeah, she can do from all the long. Because if you put this already, then you cannot anymore. So yeah, so this one, it's now like this. Here is tight, here all the connections are tight. And now we can just close it. So you close it well. You check that it's closed everywhere. Well closed, and we put the last screw which is holding the thing. So this is ready to, and now on the other side we're going to put the other
Port.
So here again, first you check, you see that there are two which are holding the box closed, and these two probably are for the mechanical part to hold the cable. So we will now just do this. We'll do these two. We put it somewhere we remember. The magnet screwdrivers are nice because you don't lose the stuff. We check if it's opening like this. Oops, it's opening. So this is now in all the directions. And here, as we can observe, this is for the mechanical to hold the cable on. And this, it's coming here. And now we understand how in fact it works, the thing itself. So it's very simple principle. It's that where will be the ground here, the yellow and green, which one?
In the center.
Yeah, this will be the yellow and green, and the others
Around.
no matter.
Yeah.
One will be blue, one will be red, and here again we need to put one here, and one here. And then to close the box, before this to make the, so we undo this for the mechanical strength of the thing. Maybe eventually even I cannot completely undo both of them. I'll just take one, put the screw aside because it's different, and now to see how much of the cable I need to make naked, like more or less this. So it can hold here, and then, so I will make it naked until here. The yellow green needs to be very short because it's very near, and then the yellow and the red and the blue should be longer. So I mark with my finger. I make this part naked, not too much with the knife to don't arrive to the wire, just to mark it, and then this way up. See how it's very satisfying. This stuff is opening. When it's open, I take out this. So the yellow blue will be very short. I say it will be this. And then now we need to connect. Maybe what will be more clever to connect first, I don't remember, but let's say here we need to open, you see, because it's too deep, the screw. We open the screw, we put this inside. Not very good when it's too long like this. So I'll still make it short a little bit. It's about 8 millimeters every time, but every time I'm doing more. be able to push and put it on the table so I can and I check. Now it's tight. So this will be like this. And careful that I don't lock it on the rubber, because if not, it's not gonna make a connection. So really it's metal with metal, the copper wire with the bronze thing. Make it tight possible without putting the screw in your skin, because this is painful. To have the right screw is really helpful. Screwdriver. And the third one will be here. So, and now this, let's see what they invented for this one, how to connect the green and yellow. I think it's maybe, oops, excuse me, sir. We need to put it here inside and lock it. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna put it inside. And then there is, of course, these boxes, which are very easy, very user-friendly. Like you open, there are no screws. They are much more clever technologies. They are called vaguklema. But the difference in the price between doing this and buying ready one is so big that if you put half an hour, it's still worth it to do it yourself. So you see now, 0, plus, minus, not excess wires in all the directions. Now we need to close this mechanically holding thing. Okay, and now we check that when we pull here the cable, the mechanical power is not on the wires, is on this, which is good. Inside is clean, well done, and now we need to, it needs to click well, that it's not half open or something. And on the end we just put back the two which we took in the beginning, which are here. So that's it.